Waited in line and for a long time, and so thank you so much for coming. I want to start. I'd like to bring out really quickly the president of Marvel Studios and the producer of the Avengers. Please welcome Kevin Feige. It makes a lot of sense that we didn't just come in from there. Down in front. Oh, this photographer's about to get a katana to the back of the head. Just anger. Oh, okay, sorry. Kevin, welcome. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
I mean, this is an amazing thing. I mean, first of all, the Avengers trailer, which went online recently, smashed records.
Yeah.
Here's like 11 million downloads or something.
It was very exciting, but most people probably have seen it on their computers or their phones. Anybody want to see it on a big screen? All
right, guys, I'm sure you saw it on your tiny mobile devices or laptops, but let us watch the Avengers trailer on a large screen. Hair was vibrating. That was insane. You guys, we've got some people from the Avengers here. Please welcome Clark Gregg! Cobie Smulders! And Lucky Tom Hiddleston! If we didn't have multiple surprises for you, so let me welcome to the stage Mark sports teams, dude. Come on. We're going to talk about the Avengers. I have soiled myself just slightly. That was amazing. You guys, congratulations on the Avengers. Kevin, from Marvel, this is an enormous undertaking. You guys have been planning this for years and plotting this for, how's that process been for you?
I think we first brought it up at another Comic-Con in 2006, that we were planned on making an Iron Man movie and another Hulk movie and a Thor movie and a Cap movie, and maybe someday.
Yeah.
That day is now, and we're 7 months out from releasing it to the world. It's pretty exciting. And the cast that we've assembled here, as powerful as any of the characters they're playing, is pretty cool. And the leader, who literally is in the dark editing room as we speak right now, working on a movie for you guys, Joss Whedon.
Joss! quote myself. I don't think anyone else could have done this other than Joss Whedon.
I think that's right.
How's that experience been for you so far?
Yeah, he's been amazing. He's writing it, directing it, he's cutting it now. It's his movie.
Great. So we're gonna talk to the cast for a quick second, and I want to save time so that a lot of questions get asked from you guys, because this is for you guys. So line up, because we're gonna get to questions relatively quickly after piles up. Yeah, kick those kids out of the way. Whatevs. You're stronger than they are. Let's start at the end. Chris Evans. Hey, is it weird I have like a slight man crush on you? Is that awkward? Amazing. I mean, Captain America was a fantastic movie. You were true. I mean, sincerely fantastic in the movie.
Thanks.
So, what? It's just ensemble cast. Like, how's it been to work with these other guys that they've been plotting and seeding as the Avengers?
It's great. It's a lot nicer when you work with people. It's nice to share the load, to be completely honest. I'm not joking. And it's been great. It's nerve-wracking going into a project like this because you have so many talented and accomplished people, and you want to make sure you all get along. Because the truth is, this is a movie that could be a franchise, and if you don't get along, it could be tricky making multiple movies together. But everyone always says this when they promote films. We all got along so well. We got along so ridiculous. We really did. I'm not joking. I'm not exaggerating. It was fantastic. I couldn't ask for a better situation. I'm blessed.
Yeah. How, just like day to day, like what's for, I know you can't really give anything away about the movie, but just like typical day, like what's typical day for you like?
Typical day. Well, I guess it depends what we're shooting, It's always nice when you don't. Not that I don't love the suit. I love the suit. But it's nice when you're shooting in a scene when you just wear normal clothes. There are always chunks of the schedule where you have at least 2 weeks blocked for stunt stuff. It's always going to take 2 weeks of a big battle, and you have to prepare to time your bathroom breaks because it's not easy to get in and out of the suit, and you just long for a movie where you can just wear shorts and a t-shirt. But it's
Welcome
worth it.
to my world, Chris.
Yeah, I know. That's another thing. It's hard to complain. It was easy to complain on Captain America because you're the only one doing it and say, man, doesn't my life suck? But then you see these poor guys with, come on. It was a lot harder for him, and it was nice to kind of share the misery.
Tom, so as Loki, Oh my God, Tom, you totally have a shot with that girl. You totally have a shot with that girl. She just handed it to you. So as Loki, like, we saw him in Thor, we kind of got a sense that, at the end, like, some stuff's going down with this character, like, and now, you're hell-bent on world domination, so how's the experience been like for you with the Avengers, with this whole, different kind of take?
Oh, that's a great question. Loki is not a happy man. And I think anyone who saw Thor would realize that by the end of that film, he's a little confused as to his place in the universe. And it was such a thrill for me that Joss and Kevin and everybody at Marvel thought that I was all right in the first one, and I might be okay in this one too. And it's thrilling to be. It's thrilling for me to be with the only bad guy in a group full of the greatest superheroes in the world. Played by some of the greatest actors in the world sitting at this table with me. So I guess I can't say I ever got a day in jeans and a t-shirt. It was mostly leather and metal. That's how we like it in Asgard. The heavier the better. It was really fun, and my day begins with sort of getting strapped into Loki's buckles and belts and whistles and getting the hair on and the helmet and sort of preparing to make menace.
Yeah. I mean, I love the idea that, here's this character is a god, but still when it boils down to it, he's got daddy issues. Like, that's really
Hey, listen, man, everybody's got daddy issues. It's part of growing up. Yeah, he's got a few brother issues as well, but...
Yeah. Cobie, you tell us a little about your... Is this your first con? Is this your first con?
This is my first con.
Oh, yeah! Not in that way. It's your first con.
Yeah, this is like the best way to be introduced to Comic-Con.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
So tell us what about your
What was I wearing?
Your bus, huh?
What was I wearing?
Yes, what were you wearing?
Well, it's funny. I feel like I'm the first woman in a superhero movie that I feel had like the easiest costume.
Yeah.
Like compared to these guys. I had it pretty good, but I think that was the most interesting thing about taking on this movie was seeing how the costumes were developed. Like they literally took conceptual drawings from the comic books and really just developed some of the most beautiful pieces. And it was really cool just being a part for like each intricate detail. Like they really thought it through.
So more physically demanding than How I Met Your Mother? I don't know if it's good.
I would say so, yeah. Not on purpose, yeah. I'm not singing. I'm not going to sing it. No, I'm not going to do it.
Nurse, please! Nurse! Nurse! Dick! She's a guest in your home! I'm so sorry. Sometimes I get excited. It's only because they love too hard. How was this experience for you, like going to a show and then coming into this insane franchise with these established characters and like this will be the biggest movie next year.
Yeah, it was extremely intimidating. I was probably most excited to work with Joss because Joss Whedon, and he has been a friend of mine and is still a friend of mine. And it was that was one of the most exciting parts of this movie for me. But yeah, I mean, I'm still kind of pinching myself walking around and being here in front of all of you guys and being as thrilled to see how the movie turns out. I mean, it's a dream.
Yeah. And so, Clark, for you, I think seeing you in a total... Did you know when you initially signed on, like, I'll pop up a little bit, and then all of a sudden it's going to be largely about me?
I'm not going to say that never occurred to me, but it was only in my most demented driving to work fantasies to do one line in Iron Man 1 before they started adding more scenes.
Yeah.
I never thought that the journey would take me to the scenes in Iron Man 2 where they said, oh, tell him you're going to New Mexico. And then saying, why? And like, oh, you're in Thor. And then being at the backstage of San Diego Comic-Con 2 years ago and having Joss Whedon come up and introduce himself saying, oh, you're in the Avengers. To this new spoiler scene in the Avengers where Coulson peels back his face and reveals that he's a Romulan princess. Why would you do that? No! I'm banished from the con!
Clark, I don't know if I can get you to do it, but backstage, Clark was singing his version of the Avengers
Singing the
theme.
Avengers theme song, man.
Please!
Put me out of my misery. Okay, you have to imagine Trent Reznor.
I'll give you some moody guitar.
We were writing this backstage as a joke. Okay, you gotta picture like some really like thrashy, like very East Village Avenue D guitars. We are the Avengers. We're a dysfunctional family. We've got muscles of bulky and we got a hulky.
think Loki and Hulky would be a thing in the film part, but beautifully done.
His muscles so bulky, and we have a Hulk.
Oh, bulky. Okay, and we have Hulky, which rhymes with
The
bulky.
internet's on Twitter later.
Yeah. So, spoiler alert, that's a theme song. It'd be funny if that was really the theme song. If only the president of Marvel Studios were here to make that happen. Mark Ruffalo. I'm very excited to see you play Banner because I mean, probably like a lot of you, I read the Ultimates and I feel like a little bit of a different portrayal of Banner than we've seen before, where he's sort of like, oh, he's this brooding soul and the Hulk is ultimately good. But I think in the Ultimates timeline, he's a little more like Hulk is kind of like a raging erection in a weird sort of way. And Banner is a little more insecure and a little bit more like skittish. So how's it rolling for you?
I like the raging erection.
I'm sorry, Disney.
It's been it was an amazing journey, and I'm building this Bruce Banner off of some other really great Bruce Banners, starting back with Bill Bixby.
Yep.
And Eric Bana and Eric Bana and Ed Norton. Ed and I joke that this is my generation's Hamlet. We're all going to get a chance at the part. Yeah, I mean, this is going to be a more mature Banner who understands a little bit what he has under the hood, so to speak.
Yeah. And so how much did you feel like, well, I sort of have to pay homage a bit to this sort of the canon of the Hulk that's been made up before, but I kind of have this take on the character, like how did you balance those two?
I had to pay homage, but then I definitely had to ruffleize it.
The damn Hulk done got ruffleized! I think we actually, Kevin, we actually have some never before.
And talk a lot about his portrayal, or we could just show it to you.
You gotta record this. I'm not kidding. There are like 15 security ninjas who will decapitate you if they see.
Don't make me angry. The timing of So let me tell you this, the timing of this convention is a little strange. We just debuted a whole trailer to the whole world. Nobody'd seen that footage. And now 4 days later, we decided, what can we do? So Joss Whedon, being Joss Whedon, said, let's just cut a whole nother piece that no one's ever seen before and bring it to you guys. Here it is. This is the first piece. Martin McFly Jr. hat on there. That's awesome. What's your name? What's your question?
I have two questions. My first one was, can I get you guys to say Avengers Assemble?
2, 1.
Avengers Assemble!
That made my day at Comic-Con.
Second question, kiss each other. What's next? We're gonna puppet show you.
My second question was, who do you think's costume was the hardest to make and to get into every day for filming?
That's a good question.
pretty intense. Anyone who wears a suit has a pretty intense time, and that includes Mr. Downey Jr. in his ironclad armor. I think actually, when
Matt turns into the green guy, it's by far the most difficult costume.
yeah,
The most ridiculous costume is my CGI suit.
there's a day when everybody was on, all the Avengers were on set together, and it was kind of incredible. We were all sort of geeked out by it. And Chris is like blue and red and white, Hemsworth there with the hammer and the cape, and Robert's in the suit, and Jeremy had his arrows, and Scarlett's looking amazing in that kind of suit, and Mark at the back in like some spotted grey pajamas.
Trained an actor reduced to a Chinese checkerboard.
That, by the way, is how you ruffleize a role.
Well, it is, because you guys basically mapped him, and the previous Hulks were purely CG, right? But you actually acted out.
The Hulk will be Mark's performance throughout. Yeah, he was there every day. The Hulk was there.
Because of modern technology, I do actually have the only distinction available to me, which is I'm the only actor who actually gets to play Bruce Banner and the Hulk.
Thank you for your questions, sir.
Thank you.
Of course. Way over there. Hi, what's your name?
Jay,
Jay, what's your question?
with such a large-scale movie, I guess my only question is how long is the movie? Because I'm expecting or hoping for 3 hours and
We'll see. I mean, the cut is still coming together. Maybe 7 hours, maybe 3 hours.
We'll set out now in a bidding war.
Yeah.
That is some nerd rage right there, my friend. I'm unappreciative for this entertainment I'm getting. Give me more! Fan on my fist! Someone change me. All right, what is your, did that suitably answer? He's gone, dead. Okay, fine. What is your name, sir?
My name's Caleb, Sukiyaki Press. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing great.
Great.
Yeah, my question is for Chris. Out of curiosity, I know it's a stupid question
It
here.
needs to be specified. Everton Hemsworth.
Probably,
Yeah, I know it's a stupid question, but what do you like better, Captain America or Human Torch playing character?
Actually, Clark and I were having I think we both have the same number of Marvel movies under our belt now, don't we? You have,
I think we do, Chris.
you have 4. That's a tough call. I'm gonna go with Cat. I don't know. I had a great time making both of those movies. It's like which kid do you love more? You know, there's no way to answer that question.
Alright, thanks.
All right, thanks for your question. Yes, ma'am.
My question's a panel question, and I just wanted to go down and ask everybody who their favorite male and female superheroes are. If we could just find out.
Favorite male and female superhero.
I have one question for everybody.
I think somebody at the end of the table just said it's hard to choose between your kids. I would say Bruce Banner and Maria Hill, of course, are my most favorite.
I'd have to say Bruce Banner. And the Black Widow. And Maria Hill.
For me, it's a toss-up between Agent Phil Coulson. The superhero you don't see coming. And the Warlock, as drawn by Jim Starlin. And then, I'm sorry, but the toss-up between Agent Hill and Natasha Romanoff is a dead heat. It's a happy, happy heat.
I would say Iron Man. And I'm sure Maria Hill. Sure, why not? I'll do it.
Well, Well, Loki's a super villain, so even though in his own mind he's the hero. So it's a little bit of, I feel like my brother's been left out of this. My favorite superhero is Thor. And my favorite female superhero is the body that Loki chooses to come back in. Sif.
I'm on the end of the line. I'm going to say for the guy Iron Man, just because there's something nice about the fact that he doesn't have any actual powers. He kind of became, I'll say Iron Man. And I'm going to let you know. I really will. That's an honest answer.
All right, man. Please don't order these people around. Take off your hat. So next. Come on, all right. You gotta do some of the magic.
I got a hat head. I can't. Come on, you guys wear hats.
All right, what's your name? What's your question?
First of all, I just want to thank Chris and Tom for making the extras experience in Cleveland amazing. We had a great time with you guys, even though it was in the middle of the night.
Are you there?
Yeah. It was fantastic. Best experience of my life. Anyways, my question for Tom, I know like Loki has gone through so many incarnations in the comics, and I wanted to know like your feelings on what we affectionately refer to as Lady Loki or the current Kid Loki or like any of the other incarnations in the past and how you might like characterize your own movieverse Loki, like taking some elements from those comic versions of him or...
That's a really good question. I've stolen and borrowed from them all, I think. Initially when I was getting ready to do Thor, and I just filled myself up with everything I could find. You know, all the early Stan Lee, Jack Kirby stuff, where he's standing on... It's an amazing bit in a very early run, which I hope Kevin will one day think worthy to put in the movie, which is where Loki turns a whole street of cars in New York into ice cream. I kind of love that about him. And then there's some stuff in the J. Michael Straczynski comic I love, Robert Brody, and they're fantastic. It's funny, the Straczynski run actually has Lady Loki, I think, in there too. And, I'm afraid I just don't have the cleavage to pull that off. But somebody one day will. But yeah, Loki's an amazing character, and he's the shapeshifter of the Marvel Universe, and it's a privilege to play him.
Cool. What's your question?
Hi, I'm Saoirse. Thank you guys for coming out today. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Basically, my first question is also for Tom. Watching the deleted scenes in Thor, it seems that Loki's character is kind of cut a little bit. Will we see like a more deeper side to him in the Avengers, or will it sort of be more villainous?
Well, he's definitely evolved in the Avengers. He's I think through the course of Thor, you see Loki's journey of self-discovery, and it's as much an origin story for Thor as it is for Loki. And both Thor and Loki start that film as two brothers who stand to inherit the kingdom, and the picture looks very different at the end. I hope that there's plenty of them in the Avengers. That's up to Joss, and we certainly shot the hell out of him over the summer. I loved it. He's definitely moved on. I mean, he's a Loki who knows exactly who he is now. He's fully self-possessed, and he is one mean fella.
Great, thank you. Hi.
I love the beard. We're looking forward to Henry.
Thank you. This is a weird love for me.
I could just listen to your two accents go back and forth all day long. That is so wonderful.
Should we get a pot of tea brewed as well?
Yes! Let's talk about Will and Kate.
God save the Queen, indeed.
We gotta God save the Queen. Be calm, carry on. All right. What's your question, Amanda?
My question is for Tom. I was wondering, you fought like a lot of the Avengers, obviously, and I was wondering which was your favorite Avenger to fight against.
Wow. Listen, listen, Maria Hill drives a hard bargain, I'll tell you. It's what's fun is I get each superhero has their particular superpower, so Loki has to adapt to each hero. The way that he fights maybe Captain America, am I right? Might be a little more rough and tumble. I'd be interested to see what you think of the way Loki gets ruffalized. And inevitably, there's a lot more brotherly brawling with the God of Thunder. And Tony Stark has his day too. I really couldn't pick a favorite. It was really, really fun.
Thank you.
If ruffalized doesn't make it into the Urban Dictionary by the time this panel is over, this is not a real con. All right, what is your name?
My name is Megan, and I have been in this auditorium since 10 in the morning.
Shouldn't you go to the bathroom or eat a sandwich? Or...
Once or twice.
Oh, wow.
My question's for the whole panel. We've obviously all been very excited since Iron Man 1 for this whole Avengers initiative, and I'm assuming that's a lot of pressure when filming this movie, so I was wondering, how did you guys feel about filming this movie? What was the atmosphere when you were filming?
It was a really good time, and it was very exciting. And I'll never forget the first day where I walked out and I actually saw Captain America, Thor, Sam Jackson, Anita Hill, and Iron Man and Tony Stark all there assembled in our secret craft.
It's the helicarrier.
It's a helicarrier. It's a helicarrier. It's awesome. It was actually quite a bit of fun. Anyone else?
Well, that's...
Okay, I'll say, I said a little about this too, who started kind of at the, Frank here at the Disney Concert Hall, trying to serve some papers to Tony Stark in Iron Man 1, to actually find myself back in the black suit, walking into a room and seeing the doors swing open. And there were the Avengers. I kind of felt like it was the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Like I only had a week to live and nobody had told me that this was the great way for sending me out.
Yeah, I had a similar experience too. I feel like I started the movie and we were doing a lot of the helicarrier stuff. But when everyone came in, it was so intimidating. And you could not see me because I was glued to the back. I was like, I was a fly on the wall. I was so intimidated with everyone. But I think that's sort of how it started off. And then as time went on, we all became friends, and there was a lot of time to hang out on set. So.
There was not a lot of times when everyone was in town at exactly the same moment. But the night there was, my favorite text I may have ever gotten in my life was from Chris Evans, and it just said, "Assemble." Albuquerque may never recover from that evening.
I don't think any of us will recover from that evening. Yeah, that was a fun night, actually.
Man, that was a fun night.
I remember. You don't remember. remember, I'm afraid I'm going to tell the story, Chris.
Nothing happened that night that you can say legally in public.
No. There was some dancing involved, but I remember looking back to the only two people in the club who weren't dancing, and Messrs. Evans and Hemsworth I heard Chris saying, "But how do you get this thing here?" And Chris Hemsworth saying, "I don't know, mate, like just work out and stuff." Two brothers in arms.
Okay, then I remember one moment in the VIP booth with a whole bunch of people there having a birthday, and all of a sudden the kind of people parted, and there was Scarlett really breaking down some moves, and seeing the birthday boy go, "Happy." He wasn't Ruffalo, but he was Romanov.
All right, sir. What's your question?
Hi, I'm Sean. Throughout all of the movies and like the movies leading up to this, there's kind of been a little snippet at the end of each movie to kind of lead into the next one. Are we gonna have something like that in this movie? And if so, what movie would it lead to?
Just ask him how it ends. How's the movie end? Let me tell you that.
It's a nice tradition, and I like tradition, so I think we'll keep that up.
We have time for a couple more questions. Yes, Wonder Woman.
Well, my two questions got asked, but this one goes to Chris. What do you think, when there's a Captain America 2, about him working with Wolverine, considering their relationship in the past?
That should be a question for Kevin. Dump that one on you.
Wolverine would probably not show up in Captain America 2, but you never know someday. You never know. I never thought this would happen, and now here we are.
All right. Guys, again, this is not Price is Right. Please.
This is a question for Tom, even though all of you are amazing. Your character has mythology both in the comics and in actual mythology, so I was wondering what your favorite story from your mythology was.
There's a really good story about how he. I can't remember the specifics of it, but basically Loki. He disguises himself as a horse. Where's that in the script, Kevin? And he actually sort of saves. He saves Asgard, I think. But or maybe he doesn't. He's always like saving it and then trying to destroy it and then saving it again. But I love that. I think it's about there are some apples involved, and he needs to distract everyone's attention from the apples, and he goes and he distracts. He distracts a female horse by changing a horse. Did you know the story? Anyway, there's a horse involved.
A pretty horse. Is that good too? All right. Yes, I think maybe two more questions or something.
Hi, my name is Elle, and I apologize because you're all amazing, but I have to ask Tom on behalf of all my friends.
It's not Loki.
Actually, in my review I dubbed the movie Loki, like many people, because we all felt that your portrayal was so amazing. How did you tap into that very tortured spirit? Because you come across kind of like Gene Wilder's here, and you're not.
It's so funny. People at my drama school used to say I look like Gene Wilder.
Very high compliment. My favorite.
Thank you. Yeah, he's amazing. I'm one of the favorite. Gene Wilder. Come with me.
Come on, kids, into my creepy factory.
Acting acting is really is the art of being an actor is the privilege of living in the shoes of someone else for a time. And my great privilege with Loki is a very, very charismatic and very beloved villain. And the word villain, I think, is interesting because villains don't believe that they're villains. They think they're doing the right thing, no matter how misguided that is. And that was really my corner that I came to from. I thought, how can I make this relatable, accessible, and somehow meaningful, and three-dimensional, and you know, everything that's ever moved me in cinema is ultimately human, and so I tried to make Loki possess as much humanity as I could. So it's a huge compliment to hear that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, wow. Anyone have a question for Matt Tom Hiddleston?
Hi, my name's Amy, and I have to do this, but Tom. That's not a question, but you are a beautiful, beautiful man. Now my question is for everyone.
Okay. Don't you think Tom is a beautiful man?
As you're playing all these characters and as you're being in these movies, do you find yourselves becoming more emotionally attached to the characters? And do you find, like, when having conversations about them, that you become defensive?
I'll just briefly say yes.
Anyone else?
Come on, man, love Cap.
I got lost in Tom's love. Sorry. What was the question again? Was it about Tom? I love Tom too.
Just like, I think it was sort of, is that like a method acting question? Like, do they get so into their characters and there's...
You get so involved in playing these parts over a long period of time, do you become, like, super emotionally attached to the character that you're playing?
I become pretty attached to every character I play, whether it's a short amount of time or a long amount of time. You think about films, that's permanent. You know what I mean? Everything you do on films, whatever, especially now, you know, this stuff's gonna last. You know, my kids will see this stuff. So, you know, our approach every day is extremely personal. We're doing it to service every role you play, whether you play it for 1 week or for 2 weeks. You know, it's something that's personal and something that happens, and you get to the seriousness. So, yeah, there's a deep attachment.
I think, let's just do one more question. One more question. Alright, no, we gotta let, easy. Alright, yes.
Alright, hello. First of all, thank you guys for turning Marvel into something amazing. And thank you, Tom, for turning Loki into one of my top 20 favorite villains. And thirdly, this question is for Kevin. I recently bought the Entertainment Weekly magazine for the Avengers, and I noticed that you got like new movies on the way, like Guardians of the Galaxy and the Inhumans. Obviously, I feel like you're planning to bring the cosmic Marvel heroes together the same way you did with the Avengers. And if that's going to happen, how is that going to happen? Please.
Well, I mean, certainly we're going to continue. You know, we're working on a movie. We're in pre-production of a movie called Iron Man 3 right now. We've got a great director named Shane Black who's taking the reins of that character. And Iron Man 3 will be the first of what we sort of refer to as phase 2 of this Avengers Assemble saga that will culminate, God willing, in Avengers 2. Movies like Inhumans and Guardians, you know, could certainly fit into that. Those movies, though, we'll introduce the groups in those movies. You know, we're not going to do a Rocket Raccoon movie and a Groot movie and a Star-Lord movie on their own. They'd all be in Guardians together.
Excellent. That was a fantastic last question. Well done, sir. I want to thank everyone for coming out. Please do